morning, fight fans. We are back for another episode of The Real and the Rare. I'm your host, as always, Stephen Rochelle. And joining me this morning, the smiling man himself, Mr. Sam Alvey. Sam, how are we doing on this wonderful Tuesday morning?
I am feeling wonderful, my friend. Had a good morning. Got a good couple workouts in. Just got home, showered off, and about to take care of my horses.
Yeah, I was actually about to ask you about that. I seen your post the other day. How do you go about saving two horses from the meat factory? How does that happen?
It's all my wife. I just drove the truck to pick them up. She did everything else. No, there was a animal rescue that had two horses. They were racing cart horses. So you'd strap the cart on and then take off with them. And they were either going to get saved by someone or turned into glue. So now we have Elmer and Sirloin outside.
You named him Elmer. That's great. I actually seen another video I want to ask you about. So you posted a couple ones over the last week or so. The emu that you looked like you were having a full on wrestling match with, and then your pig. Which one was easier to control? Was it the pig or
The
was it
pig
the
was.
emu?
The pig was. Although the pig was harder to catch. I spent 2 days trying to catch it. I was trying to be nice. I had a tarp and a net, and I was trying to be nice with it. And this little bastard, I just had my last stress. I'm done. I'm just catching you. So I went after, chased it, and I was faster than the pig. And I tackled that bad boy.
Yeah, it looked like the emu got everybody, man.
Yeah, the emu, it left a pretty good bruise on my wife. It didn't cut me this time. It's cut me in the past, but I was all right today.
So what is that? What is the dad form life like, man? I know you've been this is something you guys been doing for quite some time, but I don't think you share a lot of it with the public. But how does that whole thing come about, man? How does I know it. The saying is it takes a village, right? So do you get the kids to chip in, or is it basically on you and your wife?
No, I make the kids help too. They do as much as they can. The problem is my kids are all pretty young. The oldest is 12, so she can get some stuff done. But then I have a couple 6-year-olds and a 3-year-old, and the younger they get, the harder they are to get to work. So a lot of it is myself. My wife wants it, and I want to keep her happy, so I do everything I can.
Happy life, happy wife, happy life, right, brother?
Yes, sir.
Now, as far as the combat sports world, there's always something interesting going on, always something fun to talk about. You'd already kind of touched on it on one of your posts. I wanted to ask you about this. I think after this weekend, we could pretty much say the BMF belt is just a novelty idea that probably should have been retired after the first fight with it, because I think it's fair to say that the first fight was exactly what it was meant to be, but since then, like, we just really haven't had two guys that are really BMF is going in there to saying I'm the baddest man on the planet, or I'm the baddest man in this organization. You think it's safe to say that, at least for us fans, that I think there will probably be less tuned into those fights moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, this fight, I wasn't tuned in for the belt. I thought it'd be a better fight than it was. Max Holloway versus Oliveira, and I was actually picking Holloway to win. Boy, howdy, was I wrong. No, the first fight with the BMF, it wasn't the two best that have ever been. It was just two guys that are kind of punks. Or at least that's their persona, Diaz and Masvidal. I thought it was brilliant. All right, give him a belt; it'll be fine, and then we'll retire the belt. Nope, they kept that belt alive. It's so they don't have to make one more weight classes. They need title fights for main event pay per views, and they just ran away with it with all the wrong ways. And as soon as they had the two badasses of Diaz and Masvidal fight with it, they just went on and had like really nice guys fight it. They had some good fights, but those
Yeah.
good fights could have just been main events. There's no reason to put a title on the line.
Yeah, I agree. Sometimes it's for the promotional side of things. I guess I'll say it that way. I get it, but
Hmm.
like as a whole, I think just do away with that. And even Bare Knuckles done their own version of it with their King of Violence titles and stuff like that. So I get the idea of those, but I don't think it's something that necessarily has to be trotted out there every so often. I think when the matchup calls for it, I think that's when the belt should be called upon, in my opinion.
No, I agree. Like I couldn't. The closest to the next fight, the next BMF fight I could have would be like an Ian Gary versus Colby Covington, just because they hate each other so much. That's the fight. Okay, put a stupid fake belt on the line. Why not? But with the exception of that I can't think of anyone that really has it coming.
I know, and it's something I've noticed over the last 5 years or so. It's just I love the UFC. I'll always love the UFC. I grew, my formative years, so to speak. It's just was watching the UFC grow from being banned to being arguably the biggest combat sports spectacle that we've ever seen for the better part of the of 20 years or so.
Mhm.
But I kind of feel over the last 5 years they're losing that firepower. And I don't think it's the firepower is the right word. Maybe star power is the word.
Yeah,
That
I get the feeling like they don't want another Conor McGregor. As good as Conor was, and as I mean, he made eyes glued to him when he was fighting. They don't want that because Conor could then dictate the terms. Conor could then say, "Nah, I'm going to go box Mayweather. No, I'm not going to fight unless I get paid $10 million." Now he got bigger than the sport. There've only been two athletes that have ever done that: Ronda Rousey and Conor McGregor. That's it. Ronda was a
and
bit
that
of
is
a
going right
sideshow
along with
with it. Oh,
and
what
that's
was that?
going right along with the line of my next questioning because you even Connor's even made comments because of stuff that's gone over the last few days. Whereas obviously the Connor Ben thing happens and he's basically like, okay, he's worth $15 million. Well, how much do you think Conor McGregor's worth? He basically said in this climate factor and inflation alone, my contract back in 2018 was it was, but every bleeping thing has gone up. Milk, eggs, let alone inflation. So going to what you're saying, they don't want another Conor McGregor because he'll dictate the terms. Do you feel that's the main reason why we didn't see Conor McGregor on the White House card because of the dollar amount that's going to be attached to it?
No, I don't think that's it because I think Dana White even came out and said we're gonna lose money on this card. We're just gonna make it great anyways. Uh, I think Connor's not on it because you can't trust him. Like he was supposed to fight Chandler, or was it 2 years ago now? And he was all set up until 3 weeks before that he broke his pinky toe and pulled out. And I understand pulling out over something like that. If you're worth $80 billion, you break a toe, you don't want to fight. I don't blame you. But to set up the White House card around somebody who might break his pinky toe again, I don't think you could do it.
Yeah, but I mean, let's all agree because obviously, we seen the fight card. You'd already kind of talked about it. I think what it was is that for what the better part of the last few months, we told this was going to be the biggest fight card we've ever seen, and obviously, UFC 100, UFC 200, all been these major cards that the UFC done around the pay per view, but do you feel like maybe it was the fans slash media's over expectation of what we were going to get as far as the White House card that people are kind of poo pooing the whole thing?
Yeah, so the problem this is a good card. I don't know what fight you would have wanted to see on there that would have made the card that much better. I do think Conor McGregor fighting anyone, fight Masvidal, fight whoever. I think that would have been a better fight, or made the card better. I don't think Jones versus Pereira would have made the card any better. Jones versus Aspinall would, but Aspinall's blinded forever or something. So there are only two, maybe three fights that could have been better. I said Ian Gary versus Colby Covington. That's a fight that could have made the card a little bit bigger. But different weight classes, different points in the career. I understand why that didn't happen either. There's very few fights that would have made this card any better.
I agree. There's a few fights, but I think one of the other things is we also wanted. I think a lot of fans would have liked to have seen a female fight on the card, and being
I
Kayla Harrison
disagree.
is just recovering. I don't think that was ever going to be an option, just timing wise, that she's not ready, and that'll probably have been the only fight they would have put on there, the Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes fight.
Yeah, I disagree. I don't think anyone cares.
Oh,
I not
oh,
at all. The Kayla Harris. So that fight when it got taken off the what was it January card? It's like nobody, everyone kind of. Oh no, that's terrible. And my bathroom break is gone. The Listen, Amanda Nunes has been retired for better than 2 years. Kayla Harrison has never defended her belt. This is not a super fight. This is the current champion fighting someone who's been retired for 2 years. They don't hate each other. There's no backstory behind it. There was nothing to it. Uh, that I don't understand why anybody got upset by it. Nobody really did. I heard a lot more. Well, good kind of comments. I don't think any female fight would have been good for this card, except maybe Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano. But that's not a UFC fight.
Yeah, and that goes to another side of it, because obviously there's been some things going on with that, and stuff has been said in public, both from Gina's side and Ronda's side. And Ronda was actually out there, slamming the card as of this, a few days ago, was basically sitting there saying, that the card sucks, and that basically going after the UFC's current business practice of shareholders over fighters, so to speak. So I mean, it's we're living in a weird time, because I wouldn't, if you would have told me 10 years ago Ronda Rousey would have been all over social media bashing the UFC, I wouldn't have believed you.
Yeah, Ronda Rousey. She's one of the most unlikable people. Now, I put her on the Mount Rushmore of MMA. She invented women's MMA, and when she left, it kind of died. So she is Mount Rushmore of MMA, but she is maybe the most unlikable person in combat sports. Every time she talks, and it's not the kind of talk like Bisping was good at it. Bisping was good at saying stuff where you wanted to see him not get knocked out. Ronda, you just don't want to hear her talk anymore. It's not that you want to see her get knocked out. You just don't want to see her. Please stop talking every time she opens her mouth. And I'm looking forward to this fight of hers. It's for MVP, because it's a freak show fight. It's two gals that are far past their prime, but they're going to get back in shape after having done bigger things in their life, becoming movie stars and becoming WWE wrestlers, and doing something outside of fighting. And now we're going to get to see essentially actors fight. Who doesn't want to see that? I would pay to watch Tom Cruise fight. The pirate. What's his name? Johnny Depp. I would pay to watch that. It'd be a terrible fight, but it would be a lot of fun to watch. Rousey versus Carano, I don't think it's going to be a great fight, but I'm interested in who wins. I'm interested in how it works.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Like, listen, it has the nostalgia feel that I think will have the masses turn out for it, especially because it'll be on Netflix and things of that nature. But I agree with just about everything you said about it. That interesting to see how it plays out. Will Ronda be able to implement her game plan as she's always done to just about everybody outside of two different people that she's fought? Will Gina kind of bite off of the Holly Holm game plan and kind of do like the El Matador thing, like you're gonna have to get a hold of me and I'm gonna keep you at the end of my punches type of thing. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out. But I agree. I don't think it's gonna be an overly great fight, and at least in my opinion, because I was a fan watching Gina Carano fight on Elite X. I vividly remember watching like basically women's MMA kind of get created, and Ronda I have this saying, like, Gina Carano crawled so Ronda Rousey could walk, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I think you're also right when she left, the excitement of what women's MMA has almost died with her. And,
yeah. There are no superstars. Nobody really cares. There's some hype behind Shevchenko. Nunes, there was some hype, but not as. She was always a co-main event, even when she had the belt. She was always a co-main event to help make the card better. Not she couldn't hold the card by herself, and that's just women's MMA.
well, you got to think, like between Conor and Ronda, they both have had 1 million pay-per-view buy events. The
Mm-hmm.
only time Amanda Nunes had it was the immediate fight after Ronda, when she fought Miesha Tate. That was the only time that she had 1 million buys.
Mm-hmm.
So that you're absolutely right, that's why she's that co main event moniker, is because just people weren't tuning into her. as she may be, what everyone says, she's the GOAT, so to speak, of women's mixed martial art as we are in the current climate. But just because she is doesn't mean that she has the popularity to make people tune in. And I think what we were already talking about when Ronda opens her mouth, it just kind of turns people off. It has that Chael Sonnen-esque aspect to it that you just want to tune in to see how they're going to fight. Oh, is somebody finally going to beat her? And I think that's what Ronda's appeal was.
Yeah, yeah, she was leagues better than everybody else at the time, and because she was leagues better, everyone wanted to see, "Well, can she do it again? Is someone going to figure it out?" That was her draw. Then she got beat twice, and I don't see the draw so much anymore, unless she was to fight somebody else who hasn't fought in 10 years, unless she was to fight some other gal who they maybe should have crossed paths back then, but didn't.
The only other fight that she could possibly make after this is Chris Cyborg, but Chris has been supremely active in multiple different disciplines over that period of time, and I don't think that'd be a fun fight for Ronda.
Ronda dodged Chris at every turn back when they were in the same league. She would not fight her.
Yes, I agree. I agree. I can't say I blame her either because we've already seen what Ronda's stand up game looks like, and it would have been a bad matchup, especially because Chris Cyborg is also a very good jiu-jitsu black belt on top of everything else. So
Yeah, now personally, even though Cyborg lost to Nunes, I have Cyborg as the female goat. I think she's fought more competition. She's fought anyone and everyone they put in front of her, and she's beaten more people than Cyborg has. And God, she's been around forever. So I have
and
Cyborg ahead
she's
of
about to
Nunes.
go after a boxing world title too.
Yeah, so Cyborg, she fights like a man. Cyborg does. You can make whatever jokes about that you want, but she fights like a man, and she's the only female I've ever seen fight like a man.
I don't disagree with you. People like to tear her down, but I don't see why. Like her skills as a combat sports athlete, what are we making fun of her about? Like, are you gonna get in a ring in a gym with her and see if you can beat her up? Average Joes, and that kind of goes to my thing with you because you like to take on the trolls. You like to give anyone that sit there like, oh, I could beat this guy, and you give them a platform like, well, come to my gym. I'll give you a place to stay, and let's film how you're gonna do against a fighter. So I'm gonna ask you this one: if someone approached you with a reality TV show type of deal, like Bully Beatdown or Pros versus Joes, is that something you would ever entertain or do or look into?
Oh, 100%. I'm already working on some stuff.
Damn, I've ruined it for everyone. Sorry, people.
No, it's Bully Beatdown was such a fun show. Replicating it would be hard. So if we can tweak it a little bit, we can make a lot. We can make it a lot more fun.
Well, I'm sure Jason Mayhem Miller wouldn't be completely opposed to running it back with some guys like yourself, brother.
Oh, I'm talking with him too.
See, that's what I'm saying. It can be replicated. It's just it wouldn't be MTV. It would be
Right,
something else. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing either. So
right.
it's interesting, but I definitely love how you go about treating the trolls and your social media over the last few years as in my opinion kind of blown up a lot more than you ever were as far as your popularity when you were in the UFC. What kind of made you kind of take that approach? But I mean, that's who you always were. It's not like you changed anything. It's just you've been giving it out for more public consumption. What
Yeah,
ultimately changed it? Is it how we consume media these days? Like what forced that?
there's definitely some of that, but when I was in the UFC, I was always active on social media, but not like I am now, and I wish I would have been. At the end of your career of MMA or boxing or whatever, you have you have nothing. You have no marketable sales pitch. Your strength in the world is that you can get punched better than most. It's not a very desirable trait. But what you can do is let people see who you are, make people become friends with these people online. My friends, Facebook friends, TikTok friends, make them want to know you a little bit more. And I've been doing that, and I'm still working on doing that. And I have such a good time. I understand my entire career, UFC, karate combat, MFC before that. Uh, what what was only possible because excuse me, because of the fans, because people would tune in. So I use my social media as kind of a thank you to them. Thank you for watching. If I can help or make them enjoy the sport anymore, I'm going to do it.
Listen, I love it. I love seeing that you're so engaging and have people responding to you. Like I always kind of felt like you didn't quite get the love that you kind of deserved. And I'm not sitting there saying you should have had title fights or anything like this, or you should have been main eventing this. That I just felt like as fans they didn't appreciate who you were as a fighter and as a person. So I love seeing when I come across you. I'm sitting there scrolling TikTok up there, Sam again.
Yeah, I have so much fun with it. I just posted something before getting on here with you. So I'm friends with fighters, but now I'm friends with TikTokers too. And I went to Noah Peters' wedding over the weekend, and his groomsmen were a lot of TikTokers. And so I got to hang out with Justin Nunley and Hillbilly 67, and I got to hang out with a lot of guys that have done better on it than even I have. And I just posted my video with all of them.
Yeah, it was the one where you're choking them out, right?
No, there is that one. He was one of the guys I made a new video.
Oh well, I'll definitely have to check that out, people. And if you're tuning in today, go check out Sam's TikTok. There, he's always posting up fun content for all of us to consume. Getting through our daily grind there, right? So talk a little bit about you. Obviously, your last time out in karate combat wasn't the most fun experience that you ever had in your life. You're no longer the double champ anymore, but you're still the light heavyweight champion. Um,
I am. That fight. So my last fight, I fought the world's biggest fighter, Robelis. He's 6'7". He was 285 pounds with abs. Olympic bronze medalist in Taekwondo, and he kicked the tar out of me. It was. I got in that pit with him, and I was like, "Oh, you're really big." Oh man. uh, and yeah, he got the better of me that night. That's all right. But I was the first double champ. I am now the light heavyweight champion, and it's very likely my next fight is going to be against Uriah Hall, which is a fight I have always wanted. It's a fight I've always admired the way he fights, and I've always looked forward. I've always wanted the opportunity to compete against him.
Now Uriah, obviously, he became world famous on the Ultimate Fighter with that his crazy kicks are something to behold. I love his style, his striking, how he goes about it. And not just that, dude. For as dangerous of a fighter, he is the most humblest, nicest dude you could ever met. So we're gonna get Smiling Sam versus Uriah Hall. It's two of the nicest guys you could probably ever meet on the street, but inside of a karate combat ring there, it's gonna be all hell, man. Do you have an idea when that could potentially come about? Like,
No, I really don't know. I know the Karate Combat, they've got a card in Russia here in like 2 weeks, I think. And it's apparently fighting in Russia is very difficult, at least for the promotion side of things. So
yeah.
they're getting that taken care of. And once that's done, then we'll probably start chatting about what's next for me.
So on top of that, I'm the Philly guy, and I came across something on social media I gotta ask you about, right? So somebody I've been interviewed since he was an amateur, my man Lex Ludlow called you out, and here's your response to it. You actually said you would agree to this, that you would love to see Lex inside of the BKFC ring there. How does that work as you're still under another promotion? I know a lot of times when you're in promotions, they allow you to do things cross laterally, just not something in direct competition. How would that work? And is that something we'd probably see, within this calendar year?
To be completely honest, I get challenged all the time, and I tell everyone yes. So, not that I didn't mean it. I'm completely game to fight him. But I don't even particularly remember accepting the fight against him or saying yes. I just say yes to everyone always. So I don't know. The organization would have to approach me, and then we'd go from there.
All right, that's cool, man. I listen. I've been following Lex since he was an amateur. I remember covering his first fight at the Armory. That was like 5 miles from here. So it's cool to see him kind of grow to where he was, and I love the way he goes about things. He's a cool dude, and I'd love the opportunity to see you in bare knuckle. That would be interesting as well. So
Yeah, everybody's been clamoring for it. I'm tentative about bare knuckle because 100% chance to break my hands, 100%. Like I'm a better boxer than all of them, but I also hit harder, and my hands would break. So that's just something I have to prepare myself for.
yeah, there's no way you can if you think about it. Because I ask these guys all the time. I'm like, how do you you can't train for bare knuckle because you're gonna wind up cutting them open. So
Yeah, yeah, you can't. Yeah, it's something I would figure out if ever the opportunity arose.
listen, I definitely hope we see it. So, it's something that I think everyone, we all know what bare knuckle is at this point in time. And yes, I
Mhm.
think you're correct because 9 times out of 10, it's not somebody going home with a fractured orbital. And speaking of him here, he just popped in here. The most hated man in combat sports is on the air with Smiling Sam Alvey. Lex,
Smiling Sam
talking about
Alvey.
you, brother.
My man,
How
how are you doing?
good? How are you, Smiling Sam?
Oh, I'm feeling wonderful today.
Smiling Sam, let's get this fight to happen, all right?
Yeah, yeah. Tell him, give me a call. I'm game.
You really are?
Yeah, shoot. I love fighting. I'll fight anyone, anywhere.
Listen, I'm known for talking trash, but I've been watching you fight for a very long time, so I would keep it very locker room based and respectful. And Dan Henderson's my favorite fighter of all time, so it's kind of hard to hate on a guy that's friends with Dirty Dan. You know what I mean?
Right? Oh man, Dan has done me. He's blessed me so many times. The dude's incredible.
I heard
Yeah.
uh I heard so many good things about you, bro. So I just want to fight because one, you're a real big. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
We're here, brother. You're a
Uh
little choppy. That's all.
oh. Uh
We're
oh.
here, and we hear you, brother. Gotta love technology.
Uh, well, I guess we could just assume he was going to go on and say I would win the fight between he and I. It's probably what he's going to say next.
Oh man, listen, Lex is a fun dude, man. But
Yeah,
he is without a doubt like your pro wrestling heel. Like
I love it.
he just loves to talk. So and it's listen, he's a barrel full of fun. I remember he was going through it a few years ago, couldn't find a fight, and got back in there, and here he comes. There he goes, back with us. Can you hear us now, Lex? No.
And he,
Just heard something, but you're real choppy, brother.
oh,
Yep. Gotta love technology sometimes.
Oh, it's great until it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. So, like I said, Lex is one of the guys I truly love watching the sport in and out of it. Your mic's on mute too. That's probably another thing, Lex. He's giving me the 1 minute. He's got something going
oh.
on.
No, it's not that. I'm just trying to make sure my connection's good to talk to you guys.
You're clear right here now, brother. Again, technology at its finest. Sometimes it loves us, sometimes it hates us, but he's a fun dude. I mean, listen, it's something I hope we definitely could see. If if,
Yeah,
if, it, if it
I'm
happens,
always
it
game.
happens. If it doesn't, either way, well, at least it was fun to talk about.
Yeah.
um, along the lines of other stuff going on, obviously we see Francis Ngannou got released by PFL. He's just signed to fight for that Rousey Carano card. Do you think the novelty what Francis was is kind of fading away because of his loss in boxing, or
No,
is it
I
something?
listen. I think Francis is. I think he has done more for the sport of MMA than just about anyone. He called the UFC's bluff, and then got everything he wanted after that. He got to box. He became the president of Africa. He fought for PFL. He got everything he wanted, and I'm so impressed with him. So the MVP fight, I'm gonna watch that one. I'm gonna be rooting for him too.
Testing. Can you hear us, Lex?
I think he just wanted to look at us. I mean, I can't blame him.
This is rough. Tried. It was fun.
Well, hey, here in I really do. I'm gonna have to get going to take care of my horses and my sheep and stuff.
Yeah. As we I won't actually go, one more thing. I do want to
no, absolutely.
Just one more thing, right? So this month is March's brain injury awareness month. Obviously, we just went past the whole International Women's Day on Sunday. What do you think some of the sport as a whole can kind of do to help the CTE issue in that a lot of fighters it's undiagnosed and you don't see it until they're lashing out and stuff like that. We've seen some stuff with some athletes. What do you think that the sport in itself, whether boxing, MMA, that's why I always say combat sports in general, to kind of help, mental health awareness, brain awareness, etc.
I really have no idea. I mean, I know good and well what I'm risking every time I get in that ring and every time I'm practicing. And all of us do. All of us are very aware. I don't know what the sport itself could do to help us. Like everything the NFL has done has only made it worse for them. I would recommend them just stay away from us as best they can, and let us figure it out ourselves. If I needed to say something, say if they paid us more, which would be hard to do because I mean you only get paid by the UFC, really. But if we made more money, we would have to fight less, which would be bad for the business itself. But that would be less brain damage for us. Having to train less, having to only fight once a year, once every other year if they're paying us enough. So that would be one thing. But really, it all comes down to us being careful, wearing our headgear, and taking care of your training partner.
I would have to say just try to limit as much hard sparring in the gym as you can. Like not, I'm not sitting there saying don't spar, but not to have these crazy sparring sessions. That's
that wouldn't. The promotion couldn't do that. We personally could do that, but the promotion would have nothing.
Yeah, not the actual fight. Yeah. I'm saying when you guys are training. Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yes, that's something we could handle on ourselves.
Yeah.
And the coaches have a good job of watching that. You get cracked a little too hard, you're going to take a week or two off. Let yourself recuperate. But yeah, it is part of the sport, and we're all really pretty aware of it.
Yeah. All right. I know you're gonna get ready to go. I want to give Lex one last chance. Is you're clear now, brother?
All right. Listen. The only thing that we're gonna have brain. Ah, what the fuck? We're gonna have brain injuries in that fight. That's what we're gonna have, my friend. All right. We're gonna get CTE in that fight. All right.
I look forward to it.
Listen, are you under contract with Karate Combat? Like, how does that work?
I've got a real good contract with Karate Combat where I can work around. I am not under contract with them, but I'm in talks with them.
All right. Well, we don't care about Karate Combat anyway, Sam Alvey. All right. We care about you coming to BKFC and fighting the most hated man in combat sports in Philadelphia. You know what I mean? Will you bring? My only demand is that you bring Dirty Dan with you to corner you.
If I can, he's got 6 different businesses he's running out in California. I don't know if I could get him away from it.
Yeah, I know he's got like a restaurant now, dude.
Oh, it's so nice. If you ever get out there, you should stop in. It's just wonderful.
Listen,
Hendo's Barrel House.
I heard that you have 6 kids. I have 4 kids myself, brother. So God bless you, dude.
Yeah, God bless you, my friend.
Yeah.
Are you gonna have any more?
No, we're done. We're done with 4.
We are not done, but we just have nothing cooking just yet.
Oh boy.
Well, listen, I have a meeting with Feldman tomorrow. I'm going to bring this up to him. All right.
Bring it up to him. I'd love to hear from him.
All right, brother. Well, listen, I'm going to let you and Steve talk now, but God bless, brother, and you'll be hearing from me soon.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you soon.
All right, later.
All right, Lex, catch up with your brother. All right, now Sam, you always know. I know we went a little bit over what we normally do. You know how I always end this one is I kind of throw it over to you. Anyone like to thank training partners, teammates, social media sites, any sponsors you have, any parting shots for the listeners today? The time is yours, my friend.
Yeah, hey, follow me on social media, Smilin Sam Alvey everywhere, particularly Facebook. That's something I've neglected for a while. And now Facebook pays way better than TikTok and Instagram and YouTube. So follow me on Facebook, Smilin Sam. And I spend all my time when I'm not training trying to give back to you fans. I really do. If you have a question, put it on there and I'll do the best I can to answer it. Usually in a video. I think I'm hilarious. I don't know if everyone else does, but I do the best I can to give you a good, entertaining response.
And we definitely appreciate it, Sam. And as always, I appreciate your time this afternoon, my friend. Go do what you got to do. We'll definitely be in touch. Hopefully, we hear some news, regardless if it's karate combat or if you're gonna wind up testing the waters over in the PKFC with Lex. I can't wait to see what's next for your brother. Love everything you're doing, and as you and Lex were just saying, God bless you and your family. Keep doing the fun stuff you're doing, and we'll catch up soon, my friend.
All right, sounds great. Thanks for having me on.
Of course, my brother. You catch up with you. All right, everyone. That was Smilin Sam Alvey. It's always fun catching up. You don't know what you're gonna run into when you're on the Real and the Rare here on the South Florida Tribune. Other than that, another great episode in the book. Love catching up with my combat sports fighters, my combat sports veterans. Sam is no stranger to it. But other than that, make sure you guys are locked in. We got a lot more fun programming here on the South Florida Tribune. Hit that QR code at the top. Like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and keep showing us love in any way, shape, or form. I'm Steve. This was another episode of The Real and the Rare. I'll catch up with you, my friends. Peace out.